One stock which is a long-time institutional and investor favorite has been Symphony. Let's invite Nrupesh Shah, the ED, Executive Director at Symphony, to tell us how things have played out ahead of summer and after demonetization. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, Nrupesh, first up, what's your experience with demonetization? Agreed, for y'all it came during the winter month, not at a time when y'all sell anyway, but is there any follow-through impact now?
So during the quarter, as such, at a retail level, hardly any sales takes place. But as per our business model, trade does buy with 100% advance. And even though there was no compulsion for the trade to buy, during the quarter, we grew by 11% in respect of top line on YOY, and bottom line wise, there has been a growth of 18%. But it was also coupled with strong growth in international business. As far as demonetization is concerned and its impact, up till October there was a very robust growth. The month of November was almost a washout, while in the month of December business was almost back to normal. There was a decent growth. However, starting January, we are again registering very strong growth. Okay. And we expect that in the industry like us, factor of demonetization coupled with GST down the line should substantially help us.
Okay, Nrupesh, good morning. You know, what's remarkable about your numbers is the way you have maintained your strong margins, you know, in air cooler segment and also your overall gross margins. Do you think that's something that you'll be able to sustain?
We feel that we should be in a position to maintain the gross margin as well as PBT and PAT margin year as a whole on account of couple of reasons. Very strong innovative products, further innovation in the pipeline, and ultimately in our segment, Symphony is a thought leader, distribution leader, product leader, innovation leader, and hence a brand leader.
Okay, well, leaders normally absorb the little babies in this space. Should we hear of any acquisitions from you?
We are open to international acquisition for market access. So about a year before, we acquired GSK China, and we are integrating their operations. So especially in overseas markets, that too in our line of activity, that is centralized air cooling or residential air cooling, if we get some such right opportunity, of course at a right valuation, we are open to that, and we come across various such opportunities, but nothing at the advanced stage as of now.
Okay, only international. I mean, there is always a conversation about Lloyd, Kenstar, so many domestic brands. You're not looking at domestic brands?
We may not be much interested in domestic acquisition because we ourselves have a very strong product portfolio as well as distribution network. But depending upon the situation and circumstances, we may consider.
Okay, what situations will make you consider an acquisition? Is it price or is it product?
No, I think it's
is
very
it geography?
It's very difficult to preempt because for acquisitions, several factors have to be considered. So very difficult. But as far as international acquisition are concerned, we are of course much more open, much more keen, and that's where we feel we have barely scratched the surface, and there is a huge potential to grow.
Okay. What do you think you'll finish the year with in terms of revenues? And therefore, what does a FY18 look like?
Overall, we maintain our top line growth of about 20-25% and also bottom line growth in line with that in the medium term. On top of it, in the recent past, we have launched Mobicool, that is a mobile industrial air coolers, about 5 models. iTouch model, which has really created a sort of history, and just before that, pure range of air coolers.
Okay.
And we are further going to test market wall mounted air cooler, for which we have applied for global patent. And we feel that combination of these new products coupled with our further successful horses should really drive our revenue and performance.
Okay, wall-mounted air coolers, that should be something we should like in a space-constrained city like Mumbai. Thank you very much, Nrupesh, for joining us with your thoughts. We have to take a quick break and come back with more from the Reserve Bank governors.